I'm sorry about that. Good morning, second and third hour. Good afternoon, sixth hour. Digital multimedia. Um, I told you guys yesterday that I wasn't going to be in today, and it's not because I'm sick, even though I think I am starting to lose my voice a little bit. Actually, technically, I'm over at central office just across the street in some professional development sessions and things like that. So I'll be out for the whole day. But you guys are going to utilize class time today to work on your Google Forms survey about net neutrality. Now, I've posted a couple tutorial videos that I found here on YouTube. There's kind of a three-part series basically describing what we did yesterday, what you guys can do today in writing your net neutrality survey questions, and then what you can do on Wednesday and Thursday once you get all the documentation, once you get all the data, and you start analyzing it, just kind of being aware of how you would go about looking at some of that information. We'll cover that stuff on Wednesday and Thursday anyways, but I want to make sure that I dedicate enough time Thursday and Friday of this week for you guys to create your infographic based off of this survey. Now, this survey is going to be based on the net neutrality concept that we talked about last week, the idea of almost paying to play the internet game. If you're unfamiliar with what net neutrality is because you either weren't here last week or you didn't respond to the online forum questions, then you're probably going to have some discussion questions, or I'm sorry, you're going to have to do a little bit of research as to what it actually is. I could go on and on and on in this video about what net neutrality is or isn't, but like I previously stated, it's my overall opinion that many young people really don't know or don't feel affected by net neutrality, mainly because they're not the people responsible for paying for the internet at their household or here in the workplace or the school place, right? We talked about what that really means, but more importantly, whether you have to pay for it or not, think about what this or how else this might affect you in your everyday workings, your everyday life, and think about what this would mean if, for example, you go to Starbucks and you order a drink at Starbucks, but now they're making you pay for the internet because for some reason they don't allow certain websites or certain services. They might not necessarily charge you directly for the internet, but I think we spoke about this in some other classes. They might start charging you up on some of those goods that you sell. So a $3 or $4 cup of coffee might go up to $5 or $6. What are your thoughts on that? What are your concerns about that? Is that right? Should you be the person responsible for charging that, even if you don't even plan on using the internet service at those locations? Today and tomorrow, you guys will have some time dedicated to creating the questions. Understand that each hour has a certain amount of questions that they'll be required to have in their survey. Second hour, my first digital multimedia class, you guys are only required to have 5 survey questions about net neutrality. Third and sixth hour, since you guys were responsible for the online forum discussion, which not a lot of people did, I'm doubling this. Third and sixth hour, you guys are responsible for 10 net neutrality questions. Again, this is going to be up to you guys. Survey questions or however you want to word them, but understand that those questions that you create are going to be what makes your infograph later on at the end of this week, Thursday and Friday. So make sure you're asking questions that you guys can use for information later on, not simply is net neutrality good or bad, because all you're going to have is a yes or no, and that's kind of, again, like I previously said, I don't think a lot of people have opinions on it in general because they don't understand how it affects them. So I'm going to leave this video, turn this off, explain to you guys that if you're working with Google Forms, you might want to check out a couple of the links that I provided you guys. There's a guy by the name of Brett Conley who did a really good job kind of breaking down the Google form into 3 parts. His videos are very, very quick, 5 to 3 minutes depending on which part you're really looking at. And over the next 45 minutes that you're here in class without me, start gearing up, start writing out some of those digital, those survey questions so that you can get your survey out as quickly as possible. Okay? Good luck, and I will see you guys when I return on Wednesday. See ya.